What's going on, everyone? Your mom's favorite YouTuber KKS here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be ranking the Toronto Raptors roster into tiers. For those of you who haven't watched any of my tier list videos before, S tier, for tier list for basketball, I mean, S tier is going to be superstar players, franchise players, someone who you're going to develop your team around. And D tier is going to be bench warmers or guys who just aren't that good. Yeah, this is the Toronto Raptors roster, which is accurate as of March 2021. And yeah, um, let's get to ranking them. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you all to please make sure that you are subscribed. If you are subscribed, thank you. If you're not, please make sure that you are so that you don't miss any more of my future uploads. And also be sure to like the video if you enjoy and comment down below if you agree with any of these or if you disagree with any of these strongly. So then I know we could have a conversation in the comments. But let's get to it. First, Aaron Baines. Aaron Baines is going to be D tier for me. I know he's starting and he's not quite a bench warmer, but he's just not good. I think he's the worst starting center in the NBA, or one of the worst at least. He just doesn't offer much to this Raptors team. I mean, in my opinion, I would start Boucher over Baines, even though Boucher is inconsistent and not quite ready yet. But Baines isn't helping, so you might as well go with the younger option who can give you a spark. And Baines just doesn't do it for me, so he's gonna be D tier. He might be top of D tier since he starts, and they don't really have any other big men aside from him and Boucher. But he's D tier for me. Next, Deandre Bembry. He's gonna be D tier too. I like Bembry, but he's not quite utilized enough, and he's not an important role player for the Raptors. And important role player would be C tier, and that's just not what he is. So D tier for Bembry. Chris Boucher, the guy I was talking about, he's gonna be B tier. Boucher, I really liked him coming out of college, despite injury. I thought he had all the tools to be successful in the league, and he's shown flashes. Beginning of this season, he showed a lot of his talent. Great shot blocker. He can shoot. Um, and I just don't. He's just a better Aaron Baines, and I think he deserves more minutes over him. So Boucher's B tier. He's an important piece for their future. Young guy, and yeah, he's B tier. Next, Dante Hall. He's gonna be D tier. I'm not even sure if he's played for them yet, but he's on the roster. Pretty sure he used to play for Ignite in the G League, and Ignite's a very good team. Very good G League team with a lot of young prospects that are going to be lottery picks next year. And who knows, maybe he's going to have an impact, but I haven't seen it yet, so he's going to be bottom of D tier. Then we have Malachi Flynn. Malachi Flynn was a first round pick for the Raptors this year. I'm pretty sure 29, maybe 28th, somewhere there. Um, but where am I going to rank him? I'm going to rank him C tier because I know he isn't quite like as important currently, um, more than Aaron Baines, but for the future, Malachi Flynn's a first round pick. They're gonna put in a lot of resources to help him develop, and he's only a rookie, so even though he's not quite doing much for them right now, he will in the future. So right now, Malachi Flynn is gonna be C tier. Next, FVV, Fred Van Vliet. Um, I know I make the Drake jokes a lot, but in all seriousness, Fred Van Vliet is A tier. He's having the best season of his career this year. He's balling out. I have him on my fantasy team. I have zero regrets drafting him. He's great. He is a bit inconsistent. One game he can go off for 50, and the next he can drop 12. But it's all part of the process. It's right now this Raptors team is very interesting in that they don't have a lot of great players, but which means Van Vliet's going to be the guy who needs to step it up in case Lowry or Pascal are injured or not doing well. And he's done that. He's been I think he's been their best player this season, honestly. Um, I mean, compared to expectations, and yeah, Fred VanVleet is going to be A tier for me. So, and yeah. Next, we have Jalen Harris. He's going to be D tier for me. He's, again, not utilized much. Um, he was a great player at Nevada, but haven't quite seen much here yet. So yeah, he's gonna be D tier. Paul Watson, same with him. I haven't seen much yet. Can't really say much, so he's D tier as well. Kyle Lowry, he's A tier. This isn't quite his best season, and his name's been like on the trade block, and who knows if he gets traded. I wouldn't be surprised. Never Masai, we already know Masai's not scared to trade the face of a franchise. And so I don't know. It could happen. I would say it's not going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. But for now, he's going to be A tier. I put him behind Van Vliet because Van Vliet's been playing better this season, and Van Vliet is younger, so um, Van Vliet has definitely got the edge over him as of now, and he's more important. And yeah, Kyle Lowry A tier behind Fred Van Vliet. Next, Matt Thomas. Matt Thomas, I'm gonna put C tier. Matt Thomas, he isn't like quite providing the Raptors with much, but I'd say he's a tier above these other guys because he's actually been here beyond this year and he's shown his talent and his uses for the Raptors and great three-point shooter, great three-point shooter. And Nick Nurse really loves this guy and Nick Nurse is a great coach, so I believe him and I've got him C tier. Right ahead of Malachi Flynn because even though Malachi Flynn is better for the future, right now Matt Thomas is ahead in his game. So Matt Thomas C tier. Patrick McCaw, the legend, three-peat winner, but he's gonna be D tier for me. Again, he's not utilized much, so he's gonna go D tier. Norman Powell, I'm gonna put B tier. I'm gonna put him ahead of Boucher, because he's had a great season this year. Because of his play, it's becoming more and more likely that we could see a Kyle Lowry trade because Norman Powell's having one of the best seasons of his career, and he's filling that void of Kyle Lowry, of him not playing well or him being injured. Norman Powell's done a great job replacing that production, and I could see Kyle Lowry being traded simply because Norman Powell has been playing well enough and he's gonna be B tier for me because Lowry does provide a bit more. He rebounds more, he assists more, but Norman Powell is a better scorer at this point in time. So B tier for Norman Powell. OG Anunoby, um, this is a tough one. He's gonna be B tier, but I'm gonna put him between Powell and Boucher because he's one of the best defenders on this team. Very good defender. If you haven't already, go check out my most improved player of the year predictions. I had OG as one of my three finalists, and I don't think he's quite in a final as a finalist for that award, but he still had a great year. He's shown advances on the offensive side of the ball as well as his elite play defensively. He has missed a lot of time due to injury, but I'm sure down the end of the season, when the Raptors start competing and becoming better and better, OG is going to be a big reason for that, and so he's going to be B tier. Next, Pascal Siakam. Um, this one's tough. Am I gonna put him S tier or A tier? I'm gonna put him S tier, although he's playing a lot like an yeah, no, he's A tier. Um, I do believe he's a superstar, and I have 100% faith in Pascal, but he's not playing well this year. He's done better as of late, but it's not quite there to where I expect him to be. Last year, I predicted that he would be um I predicted most improved player for him again because I thought with Kawhi leaving, he was going to replace that production and have a rise similar to Giannis's rise and become a Giannis type of player for this franchise. But he isn't quite there. He's not the Giannis guy for this team, and as a result, the Raptors haven't been like competing with the likes of the 76ers or the Nets or them. So A tier for Pascal, but he's he's teetering on the edge of S and A. He could definitely be S tier if he leads this Raptors team to a great end of season push and compete in the playoffs. But I've got to see more proof. Next we have Stanley Johnson. He's gonna be D tier as well. Um, I gotta be honest, I really like Stanley Johnson coming out of college. I thought he was one of the best players of the draft, and it hasn't really turned out that way. I mean, you could blame it on his environment in Detroit, but whatever the case may be, he's not the player that I thought he would be. He's not the player most people thought he would be, and he's a role player for this team and not an important one at that. So D tier for Stanley Johnson, but I'll put him ahead of these guys because he has played a bit more and he has shown that he has a lot of talent. So D tier for Stanley Johnson. Terence Davis is going to be top of C tier. I think he's a great player. Um, I think he's pretty underrated. A lot of people don't know him, but Terence Davis is a great player. Great defender. He's a good shooter, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Terence Davis is a good shooter and not quite as good as Matt Thomas, but his defensive abilities are what puts him over the edge. And, and yeah, that's he's gonna be top of C tier for me. And next, Utah Watanabe, Mister. You don't want to be what you don't Watanabe the NBA anymore. Get it, get it, because you don't Watanabe. Anyways, yeah, he's gonna go D tier for me. He's gonna go behind Bembry, but in front of um McCaw and the rest because he has shown a bit. He has played a bit more than the rest of these guys, and he's shown a few good defensive qualities. But he also got embarrassed by Anthony Edwards. But it's fine. He's still a good player, but he's not important to this Raptors team. So this is yeah, he's gonna be D tier. But yeah, thank you all for watching. These are the results. Three A tiers, three B tiers, three C tiers, way too many D tiers. The Raptors need to make a lot of moves. They need to get a good center, maybe trade for Vucevic, or something. I don't know, but this simply isn't good enough to contend, and it question marks everywhere. Um, I'd say the lone bright spots for this team have been Van Vliet and Norman Powell. The other guys, OG's been hurt. Boucher also is a bright spot. OG's been injured. Lowry's been injured. Also, just not playing to the level we're used to seeing him at, and same with Pascal. And these guys need to develop more. Malachi, actually, I'm gonna put him top of D tier because he hasn't quite been on these two guys' level as a role player. Um, but yeah, he's young and he's gonna get better too. So thank you all for watching. Again, please make sure you like the video if you enjoyed, and comment down below if you disagree. You think Pascal is S tier for sure. You think, I don't know, Aaron Baines should be higher than he is. But yeah, so that's it. And thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.